Alafia. I'm Philip John Nymark, the founder of the IFA Foundation International, and I'd like to welcome you to yet another iteration of the weekly Ifascope. For those here for the first time, or who haven't gotten it yet, you'll begin to realize that this is a tight, up-close look at all the events that will take place in your life in the coming week. And it's not going to teach you how to behave with those events. It's going to teach you how to respond to others, yourself, the universe, to those events which are happening. We can do the other. When I do an individual reading, I can tell which events they are, but when you're reading something like the Ifascope for thousands of people a week, it would be impossible to know who was going to get the job, who was going to get the boy, who was going to get the girl, who was going to get better, who's going to get worse. Things like that. In other words, they're going to happen to everybody. All the events are going to happen sometime, someplace. You can find out by looking at the individual events, but that costs us a few dollars, and you may not want to do that. This, on the other hand, will give you the potential of enormously increasing the odds of your being able to maximize. Now, that means whether you're in good fortune or bad fortune, you're being able to maximize whatever events should take place. I also hope that you're getting the idea that this is not just a automatic knee-jerk kind of a reading which we look at and say, go for it. But it's something that we need to think about. Think about for the coming week. Think about it as it unfolds. Allow ourselves to feel the discovery, to feel that oh wow moment or oh how moment. This is what it was talking about, we should say. And in doing that, we begin to hone our own sensitivity, our own ability to make each and every week more meaningful for us. Oh, hush up. The small dogs. I have small dogs, I have large dogs. For those who are watching early on, or maybe later, we have 3 Chihuahuas, we have a pit bull, we have a German Shepherd, and we have some indeterminate dog who was attached to my son when he came here to be a companion dog for the pit bull. The pit bull and the companion dog will eventually be leaving on their own when my son finishes his advanced degree in computer interaction. And yeah, I guess I'm going to miss him a little bit. So, at any rate, that's the story. That's what's happening. And this week, it is a rather straightforward looking Odu. And it's an Odu that says Irosum, of Karna. Irosum is the measure twice, or 3 times, or 4 times, and cut once. In other words, don't make mistakes. Be sure of your reasoning. Be sure of the pattern of your thinking. Then you can go over to Okamran, which is a twofold instrument of your behavior. If you're a woman, it says, go for what it is that you want. Insist upon getting what it is that's right. Don't take prisoners. be assertive. But if you're a man, it means the opposite. It means approach this calmly, coolly, get your responses, get other people's ideas before acting. Interesting how we can parse up the behavior of the universe into male and female behavior. Certainly there are men who are more tender than others, and there are women that are more assertive than others. But in a general rule, it is this kind of behavior that here, at this moment in time, and you'll find out from looking at the events that take place and from waiting to see what those events are, how it unfolds. It's going to be a very barky day. I can hear that. Nicely enough, for the first time in a while, the energy comes Ire. It's close, but it comes on balance. We don't have to go up here and push it down, or down here and push it up. It is balanced, and we will see that that balance is made more, it's strengthened within our own matrix, within our own behavior, thereby multiplying or increasing our ability for success. The Odu, which suggests that we're Ire, is Erosun for the first Odu. In other words, that is the telling point here. That's the tracker that we have for saying that this will be the component part that decides whether or not we get the most out of this energy or not. And indeed, we are. It also suggests that we do not, what shall I say, slough off. We should not allow our friends or ourselves or others to say, oh, come on, let's go run away. We'll get back to that and finish it up later. Finish what you start here. But basically, be sure about the measuring 2 and 3 times before the cutting 1 time, which is irreputable, will be successful. And speaking of success, that is the subset of the Odu, which says to you what's going to happen. And it's Obara Obi. It's telling you that the female assertiveness and the male lack of assertiveness here will reap equal dividends for both. Think about it. I don't know if you're male or female or what's going to happen, but watch the events. And if you're a woman's going for it, being assertive, see what you get. But ask yourself, hey, if I were a male, what would I get here? And see how you would have to step back, get the views of others, and then make it all work out. So, success is the Odu, and the appropriate bow is the Yemoja. It could have been a lot of Orisha, but basically Yemoja is the most centered, the most dogmatic, the most balanced for taking that need and shoring it up so that our use of logic and being safe about what we're doing and checking out what we're doing is going to carry forth. And that's going to happen by offering a cigar to Yemoja. I know some of you don't like cigars, secondhand smoke and all that, but light a cigar, take 1 puff, put it down, or take many puffs and then put it down if you like it. And pray to Yemoja to bring to you the understanding the nuance, the sophistication, and the learning that is possible from these configurations. That is how this works. So you take Yamujah, or what suffices for Yamujah, take her down, glass of cool water, cigar, prayer, and that's all she wrote. And that's all she should have to write. Until next week, love and blessings.